Hey everybody, it's Jeff here of NVG Games, back for another episode of our weekly podcast. This is the Ncast Live Weekly Podcast, episode 19, the Donkey Kong 3 podcast. Let's learn some stuff about Donkey Kong 3. Donkey Kong 3 is the third video game in the original Donkey Kong series by Nintendo. It was released nearly simultaneously for the Family Computer and Arcade, and later released in America on the Nintendo Entertainment System in 1986. The game was re-released on the Wii Virtual Console in North America on July 14, 2008, and in Europe on January 9, 2009. Although it's a sequel, the title is a radical departure in gameplay from previous titles. Donkey Kong 3 was also the first game to bear the current Donkey Kong logo, although the logo in the game is green instead of red. Stanley is a bugman. Donkey Kong has taken refuge in his greenhouse, and it's now up to Stanley to stop the ape from stirring up any more insects that will soon destroy his flowers. Stanley saves the flowers by spraying bug spray on Donkey Kong. The game is a shooter which incorporates ideas from Space Firebird, an earlier Nintendo arcade game, and adapts them into a new setting. Donkey Kong hangs from vines at the center of the screen, and the player-controlled Stanley the Exterminator runs and jumps on platforms beneath him. Stanley can fire bug spray at both Donkey Kong and insects flying around the levels. A level is completed by continuously using bug spray on Donkey Kong, forcing him to the top of the screen, or by killing all the bugs. A super spray can on the vines falls down when Donkey Kong is sprayed past it. The super spray only lasts for a limited number of shots, but it pushes Donkey Kong upward at a much faster rate, making it easier to complete the level. It only appears at the start of each life. The insects are buzz bees, bee spies, queen bees, which shatter into daily pieces when destroyed, creepy caterpillars, butterflies, beetles, moths, bee bombs, and vine eaters. Some of the flying insects attempt to pick up the flowers at the bottom of the screen and carry them away. This decreases the bonus at the end of the round. There are 3 levels which repeat in a fixed sequence. It was developed by Nintendo Research and Development 1, published by Nintendo, directed by Shigeru Miyamoto, produced by Gunpei Yokoi, composed by Hirokazu Tanaka. It's part of the Donkey Kong series. It's been released in arcades on the NES, the PC-88, the FM7, e-reader, and Virtual Console. It's a shooter game, has single player and multiplayer modes. And it was on the Wii Virtual Console, as I mentioned, the 3DS Virtual Console, and the Wii U Virtual Console. And there's also a Game & Watch version of it as well. So what's coming out for releases next week? Well, in North America on the Wii U on the 1st, which is next Thursday, we are getting Axiom Verge, Panda Love, and Shooty Space. All those are on the 1st of September next week. In Japan on Wii U on the 31st, which is Wednesday, we're getting Block Builder and Shantae Risky Boots no Gyakushu. And on the 1st in Europe, they're also getting Axiom Verge on Wii U. And on the 2nd, which is Friday, they're getting Professional Farmer in 2017. On Nintendo 3DS in North America on Thursday the 1st, we're getting Adventure Labyrinth Story. In Japan on the 31st, which is next Wednesday, they're getting Irish and Nyan Yanto Mori on Nintendo 3DS. And in Europe, on the 2nd, which is next Friday, they're getting Metroid Prime Federation Force on the 3DS. And that's all the announced releases for next week so far, but of course there'll be, probably additional ones for the Nintendo downloads in all 3 regions. So now moving on to news for the week. We've got some news about a game from Drinkbox Studios, the developers of Guacamelee. And their latest game is called Severed, and it's going to be making its Nintendo System debut next month at the PAX West event in Seattle, Washington. It's going to be part of the Nindies at Night event as well, which is being held at the EMP Museum in Seattle on September 1st, and will be on hand at PAX West and the Nintendo Indie Lounge from September 2nd through the 5th. And this is the first time it will be playable on Nintendo platforms, so you can check out the full details on our website at nvgames.com. And if you're attending PAX West, you could possibly play it for yourself. We've got the latest sales charts for the UK for you for the week ending August 20th. There's a few games that made the cut that were on Nintendo systems this week, and they are LEGO Star Wars The Force Awakens at number 3, LEGO Marvel Avengers at number 12, LEGO Jurassic World at number 14, Mario and Sonic at the Rio 2016 Olympic Games at number 16, New Super Mario Bros. 2 at number 17, and Minecraft Story Mode at number 18. So it's not a super great week for Nintendo games, but it's not horrible either. And the LEGO titles seem to be very popular in the UK. They've been on the charts for a number of weeks. Nintendo shared a new video from The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild this week on their Twitter account. And this is a video where it looks at the use of runes in the game. And the video Link uses them to cross water, grabs a treasure chest from underwater, and defeats enemies in multiple ways. There's also another video they posted as well, which showed off the Magnesis ability in Shrine Omenal. And Link can use that ability to remove a heavy stone plate from the floor, which reveals a passageway he can access, and he can also use it to retrieve a distant treasure chest and open a giant double door. So you can check out those videos on our website at nvgames.com. Speaking of Zelda, we've got the latest on a new art book for The Legend of Zelda. It's called The Legend of Zelda Art and Artifacts, and it's scheduled to be released on February 21st of next year. And it's being published by Nintendo and Dark Horse Books, and it will be somewhat similar to the one Japan's getting called The Legend of Zelda Hyrule Graphics 30th Anniversary Book. And that one, the Japanese one, is pre-orderable on PlayAsia for $54.99. And the Legend of Zelda Art and Artifacts is available for pre-order from Amazon right now for $39.99. And if you're in Canada, you can pre-order as well through Amazon for $53.99 Canadian. And we've got an image of the cover on our website that you can check out, as well as the description from Amazon, which talks a little bit more about the book. Basically, it's going to be pick up where Hyrule Historia left off, essentially, and have a lot of artwork and such. So Analog, the company behind the aluminum NES, has announced a smaller version of their aluminum NES, and it's called the Analog NT Mini. Obviously, by the name, it's going to be smaller than the previous version, and it will be a little bit cheaper as well. The mini version is going to be $449, whereas the full version, the Analog NT, is $499. So it's not a super huge savings, but it's a bit of a savings nonetheless. The Analog NT Mini will have RGB and HDMI output, so you can use them on modern TVs. And it will also come with a wireless 8-bit DO NES 30 controller and a retro receiver. That can be used with existing Wii U Pro controllers or PS4 or PS3 controllers. They're planning to start shipping the new system in January of next year, and it'll be compatible with close to 2,000 Famicom Disk System games and NES games. And unlike the NES Classic Edition, which comes out in November and only supports 30 games, but of course that's a much lower price, which is $59.99. And you can check out some images of the Analog NT Mini on our website. I'm not sure why our live chat's not working. I apologize for the inconvenience on our website. You can go to our YouTube channel and chat with us on there. It's not working correctly. I don't know why. I'll have to look into that. But anyways, we got some news about some changes for Pokemon Go. This is about some server updates. This comes from Silicon Era and Reddit. And this is server-side changes. Apparently there's going to be some new movesets for some Pokemon. And dodging has been changed to a general maximum of 75% damage evasion. Regional spawn rates have been greatly increased. There's an increased drop rate of potions. There's increases in rare spawns. There's faster egg hatching. And there's a possible change, which isn't confirmed, about nests. So nests have changed in some way. And you can check out the any additional changes they made on the Silph Road Reddit sub, which is about Pokemon Go. So Square Enix and Nintendo have officially confirmed Dragon Quest X and XI coming to the NX. Dragon Quest X was confirmed a couple weeks back by producer Yoshiki Sato. He was interviewed by Famitsu, and he said, quote, "I think there will be an influx of new players that peaks with the launch of the PS4 and NX editions. Up until then, rather than the incoming new players, we're doing our best for the people who are playing already," end quote. And Nintendo Dream had a roundtable discussion with Dragon Quest series creator Yuji Horii, Pokemon series producer Junichi Masuda, and Super Smash Bros. Series director Masahiro Sakurai. And Sakurai-san said, quote, "Well then, I would like to ask about each of your new games. First, Dragon Quest XI. The 11th installment in the series will be released simultaneously on Nintendo 3DS and PlayStation 4, and including NX, it's coming out on 3 platforms, right?" And Mr. Horii said, quote, "That's right. The use of hardware is different for each system, so it's quite a challenge." So he confirmed that Dragon Quest XI is coming to NX indirectly there. And then Mr. Sakurai said, quote, "I see. Including things like the release date, it gets dreadful when development is inevitably drawn out and the debugging piles up. But you're not going to shift the release date and release them apart from each other, right? Since Dragon Quest games are story-driven." And Mr. Horii said, "That's right. Spoilers will emerge if we release one version earlier. However, we're a little concerned about the sense of distance and movement. It's different for each of the supported hardware." So it looks like the NX version is going to be released at the same time as the other versions, which is a good thing to hear. Because usually Nintendo versions of games that are multi-platform are delayed for months and months and months, sometimes years. And the game Dragon Quest XI is officially titled Dragon Quest XI In Search of Departed Time. And it's going to be released on Nintendo 3DS and PS4 as well. It's scheduled to be released in Japan on May 27th of next year. And you can check out the full interview roundtable discussion over at Gematsu. So we got another new rumor about NX, and this is about the system's name and launch games and release date. This comes from an anonymous source on 4chan, so it should probably be taken with a very huge grain of salt, or mountain of salt, because 4chan is known to make stuff up. So this may very well not be true, or it may be true, who knows. We don't know. Until Nintendo officially says something about NX, we just don't know. I mean, it's all rumors and speculation until then. But according to this 4chan user, the Nintendo NX will be called the Nintendo Focus. Supposedly it's going to be revealed by Nintendo on September 21st, which is a Wednesday, which is a day that Nintendo has recently used for other Nintendo Direct events as well. So that leads a little bit of credence to the rumor. And he or she also listed some of the system's launch titles and launch window titles, and they also claimed that the NX will be released on March 10th, 2017, which is a Friday. Which is interesting because some of the more recent Nintendo systems have released on Sundays, not Fridays. So I don't know if that was an error on their part, or if Nintendo is changing things up, or if it's just that leads to the possibility that this rumor is untrue, which would not be surprising, as most rumors usually are false. But anyways, these are the rumored launch titles according to the 4chan poster, and they are The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which has already been officially confirmed by Nintendo, Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo Focus, which is a port of Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS and Wii U, and also features additional content like the DLC, and supposedly Wolf, Pichu, Ice Climbers, and Shovel Knight will be included as well, so it's kind of like a Game of the Year edition type of thing. And Super Smash Bros. Melee HD, which is an HD port of the GameCube game. Pokemon Gold and Silver, which on the Virtual Console, which will be exclusive to the NX or Focus, and will be compatible with Pokemon Bank. And F-Zero Squared, which is from Retro Studios, which is obviously going to be another game in the F-Zero series. These are the rumored launch titles according to this 4chan poster. And also according to them, in the launch window, there's rumored titles are Super Mario Focus, Animal Crossing Election Year, Pikmin 4, Pokemon Sun and Moon, which is a port of the 3DS games using some of the unique features of the Focus, and a new game called Pile-Owl, which is a new IP from Goodfield, the developer of Yoshi's Woolly World and Kirby's Epic Yarn. Some of these have already been rumored before, like the port of Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS and Wii U, and Pikmin 4 was confirmed by Nintendo to be in development for Wii U at one point, so it wouldn't be too surprising to see it be moved to NX, considering that Wii U is on the way out. But considering that Nintendo has essentially ignored F-Zero for years, with the exception of it being in Nintendo Land, and the unusual subtitle for Animal Crossing, these rumors seem to be pretty unlikely. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see and find out. September is going to be here on Thursday, and Nintendo is rumored to be talking about NX and officially reveal it during September at some point in time, so we just have a little bit longer to wait, and hopefully we'll get some confirmed information finally from Nintendo. So speaking of Nintendo, they recently held, in conjunction with the Pokemon Company, the 2016 Pokemon World Championships, and those have been completed, and we've got an official recap and photos on our website that you can check out, as well as a video which recaps some of the event as well. And there's winners for the trading card game, the video game division, and Pokken Tournament, which is a separate division. So you can check out the full list of winners on our website at nvgames.com. So Nintendo has announced that their lineup for PAX West, which is going to be held from September 2nd through September 5th. They'll have at least 2 playable games at the show, and those are Dragon Quest VII Fragments of the Forgotten Past and Yokai Watch 2. And there'll be other activities there as well, which include activities involving Pokemon Sun and Moon, and also indie games. And some of the indie games on hand will be Punch Club, Rainbow Pocket, Severed, which we mentioned earlier, and World to the West. And we got the full press release on our site where you can check out more details. So the Rio 2016 Summer Olympic Games closed recently, and Mario made an appearance at the Olympics, believe it or not, although in video form, not a costume character. And other aspects of Japanese culture were shown during a video as well, and the Prime Minister of Japan, Shinzo Abe, he entered the celebration through a warp pipe, just like the one that the anime Mario had exited in the video. And he had on a tearaway Mario costume as well, and had on the same style of Mario hat that Mario had in the video, though the word Tokyo, which is the name of the city where the Olympics will be taking place, had replaced the classic M on Mario's hat. And you can check out the video on our website. So this past week was the anniversary or birthday of the release of the SNES, the Super Nintendo. And it was released 25 years ago this week, which is hard to believe. That really makes me feel old, because I got a Super Nintendo like the year it came out, or the year after it came out, one of those, I forget which. But anyways, it was released on August 23rd, 1991, and its launch price was $199.99, and that's equivalent to about $350.62 today. So that shows you how much prices have gone up over the years. And it came bundled with a copy of Super Mario World, which is a launch title for the system, and 2 controllers, which is the last Nintendo console that I'm aware of to come with 2 controllers included in the box by default. Some of the other launch games available in North America were SimCity, Gradius 3, F-Zero, and Pilot Wings. And we've got some images you can check out on the website if you're curious. You can look at the North American SNES, the Super Nintendo 2, or SNES, or SNS rather, 001, which is the SNES 2 model in North America. And then we also have an image of the Famicom, or Super Famicom rather, from Japan, as well as the Super Famicom Junior, which is their second version of the Super Nintendo. And we also have the PAL version of the SNES, which looks like a cross between the Super Famicom and the North American SNES. And we also have a an early concept image of the Super Nintendo when it was known as the Nintendo Entertainment System 2, which looks very strange. So you can check this out on our website. We've got the European Nintendo download for you this week. What did Europe get? Well, on the Wii U, you guys got Armored Krog. Armored Krog is a unique stop-motion clay animated point-and-click adventure game from the creators of Earthworm Jim and Neverhood. Unravel the mysteries of the fortress that holds Tommy Knot and his blind alien talking dog Beak Beak captive through exploration and puzzle solving. You also got Panda Love. Help the pandas find love. And Panda Love, run and jump through over 20 fun-filled levels to help the pandas find love again. Many obstacles such as high jumps, spikes, disappearing platforms, and more stand in the way of your journey. Use just the Wii U gamepad to experience the game off TV. You also got a demo for Word Logic by Podgy. Enjoy more great Podgy word puzzles with this bumper collection of 6 new games. Solve hundreds of pencil and paper style puzzles using the stylus and intuitive touchscreen controls. Get extra challenges by touching any amiibo to generate special puzzles just for you. You got some DLC for the Wii U this week for Mighty Number 9. This is the Retro Hero DLC. You play as Vectinet, ninth in a line of powerful robots and the only one immune to a mysterious virus that has caused mechanized creatures the world over to go berserk. Run, jump, blast, and transform your way through 12 challenging stages using abilities stolen from your enemies to take down your fellow Mighty Number robots and confront the final evil that threatens the planet. You got Wii U special offers and sales this week on 99 Moves, Abyss, Rockin' Racing Off-Road DX, Dracula's Legacy, Jones on Fire, Queen's Garden, Kung Fu Fight, Defense Dome, SDK Paint, Twin Robots, U-Host, Cube Men 2, and Zen Pinball 2 Core Collection. On the 3DS eShop, you got The Legend of Kusukari. Help the heroes and cut that grass. You know what's the worst thing ever? Fighting slimes and dragons knee-deep in grass and weeds. Well, if Kusukari has anything to do with it, it won't be that way for long. Get your scythe sharpened and jump into this quirky Japanese adventure puzzle game. Slice through over 50 levels of grass-filled action, and help those heroes save the kingdom. And battlegrounds fit to have a picnic on. This is ridiculous. Up to the challenge, compete for the most grass cut in the endless grass cutting competition, and record your best cut in the online leaderboards. Oh my goodness! I can't believe someone actually was able to type that. And they also got Pixel Paint on the 3DS eShop. Create your very own pixel art with ease and post it to Miiverse or save it to the SD card for use on social networks, etc. Pixel art is a picture created pixel by pixel, such as retro games and many recent indie games. Base your creation off an old game or create something entirely new. You guys also got a demo for Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice. This narrative adventure stars beloved defense attorneys Phoenix Wright and Apollo Justice and sees the return of many familiar faces alongside some exciting new additions. Filled with puzzling cases to solve, the new game also brings popular investigative techniques from previous installments, along with brand new mechanics such as the divination seance. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice sees Phoenix in a brand new location, a courtroom situated in the kingdom of Kuranin. I have no idea how to say that. Origin of the... okay. I think they left out some words there, but it says Origin of the Korean channeling technique, where mysterious seance trials decide the fate of all defendants. Meanwhile, defense attorney Apollo Justice faces his own challenges holding down the fort at the Right Anything Agency as he takes on a case that will have explosive implications. Both our heroes are joined by hosts of returning friends and adversaries in their fight to bring about justice. And you got the Word Logic by Podgy demo on the 3DS as well, same as the Wii U version, but just on 3DS. And you got sales this week on the Nintendo 3DS for Blastin' Bunnies, Escape Vector, Shin Megami Tensei 4, Conception 2, Children of the Seven Stars, Parascientific Escape Cruise in the Distant Seas, Toy Defense, which is now available in Germany, Wake DOS, Aquamoto Racing 3D, Darts Up 3D, Football Up 3D, 3D Mahjong, Garden Escapes, Murder on the Titanic, Safari Quest, and a whole bunch of DLC for Blastin' Bunnies. There's the Clown Skin Pack, the Luchador Skin Pack, the Ninja Skin Pack, the Urban Army Skin Pack, the Zombie Skin Pack, the Clown Arena Pack, Luchador, Ninja, Urban Army, and Zombie Arena Packs, the 5X Multiplier, the 10X Multiplier, the Carrot Rifle, the Turret Mortar, the Watermelon Machine Gun, the Runner Beam Laser, the Clown Bundle, and Luchador, Ninja, Urban Army, and Zombie Bundles, and the All Skin and Arena Bundle, and the Mega Bundle, which I guess includes everything. On the new Nintendo 3DS eShop, you guys got Block Form, a unique puzzle platform game where color affects the character's behavior. How quickly can you finish this game? On new Nintendo 3DS Virtual Console, this is for new Nintendo 3DS only, you got the Super Nintendo game called The Legend of Zelda, or The Legend of the Mystical Ninja. I almost called it Zelda. The Legend of the Mystical Ninja. A curse is stricken the village of Horu Horu. Their beloved princess has vanished, and without her powers, a plague of giant locusts will ravage the helpless. All hope rests on the village's two ninja guardians, Kid Ying and Dr. Yang. Ying is a daring young mystical ninja, and Yang is his all-powerful mentor, master of the invincible spirit transformation. Together, they must overcome 10 levels of the Dragon Beast to find the princess or die trying. You'll need to perform dozens of attack moves and solve magical problems before advancing. And talk about enemies, there's the Carpmeister, who stuns victims with poisonous fighting fish, or the Sumo tag team, the kings of the unbeatable Belly Buster Crunch. That's only the tip of the volcano, which is why your ultimate strength must come not from your might, but from your mind. So this weekend, GameStop is holding an event related to Nintendo, and that is a Nintendo 3DS demo event. At select GameStop locations, Nintendo is going to be having demos on hand for Metroid Prime Federation Force and Dragon Quest VII Fragments of the Forgotten Past. This is going to be today from 1 p.m. till 4 p.m. local time, so it's already over here because it's after 4 p.m. now, but maybe still going on where you are. And we've got the full press release and a list of locations, a link of the list of locations rather, on our website. I think. Yeah, okay, we got the full list of the locations on our website as well. Sorry about that, I didn't scroll down far enough. And like typical Nintendo events, most of the locations that are on hand are bigger cities or suburbs of bigger cities. So if you don't live in a larger city or larger suburb, you probably won't have the event near you. But you can check out the full list anyways on our website if you're interested. So a couple of new titles are available for pre-order in the UK on the Nintendo UK Store website. These are the Nintendo Selects, eShop Selects rather. These are two of the first indie titles to be part of the Nintendo Selects line, and the first eShop only titles to be part of Nintendo Selects as well. And they're getting retail releases as part of this. And those are Fast Racing Neo and Steam World Collection. And they're going to be released on September 30th at the price of £19.99, which is about $26.46. And you can pre-order them at the Nintendo UK Store website. We've got the latest Japanese eShop trailers for you for this week. What did Japan get this week? Well, they're getting 3 new titles this week. There's 2 Wii Retail and Wii U titles and 1 Virtual Console game this week. The Wii Retail and Wii U titles are Mario Supatsu Mikusu, which is Mario Sports Mix, and Wario Rando Shiku, which is Wario Land Shake It. And Mario Sports Mix was originally released on the Wii in Japan back in 2010, and Wario Land Shake It, or Wario Land Shake as it's known in Japan, was originally released in 2008. And both of those are available for 2,700 yen, which is about $25.54. On the Wii U Virtual Console this week, they got an MSX2 game called Usus, aka The Treasure of Usus, which was a platformer on Konami's home computer system. And you can view the trailers on our website at nvgames.com. Speaking of trailers we have on our website, we have one for Dragon Quest VII Fragments of the Forgotten Past. This is a trailer looking at tactics in the game, and you can check that out on our site. And the game is going to be released next month on September 16th in North America and Europe, and Australia on September 17th. And this is a remake of the PlayStation version, which was released back in 2001. Another video we have on our site is the second episode of the Rescue V or Rescue 5 series for Paper Mario Color Splash that Nintendo's been doing on their YouTube channel. And in this episode, we'll be joining the rescue squad as they take a look back at Mario's adventure on Prism Island. And we've got the first episode embedded for you there as well. If you've missed the first episode, you can check both of those out. Another video that Nintendo shared this week was another short clip from The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And this one is about weapons in the game. And we're showing some of the weapons that Link can use to defeat enemies. In this video we see him using a sword, an axe, and what might be the fire rod or something similar. So you can check that out on our website. We brought back a feature we had a few months ago on our site called the Nintendo on YouTube Roundup. And this is a feature that we'll be posting occasionally. And basically we will put videos that are related to Nintendo for you on our website in one convenient spot, so you can check out a bunch of different videos featuring Nintendo games, discussions, and that kind of thing. So this week in the Nintendo YouTube roundup, we have the latest episode of the Cat Mario Show, a Pokemon Sun and Moon discussion from Game Explain, news on PAX West and Nintendo from Game Explain, a look at the NES Classic from Game Explain, some Gamescom 2016 discussion from Game Explain, a hands-on preview of Mario Party Star Rush discussion from Game Explain, an update about Pokemon Go from IGN, a look at some of the Pokemon burgers that are being made by an Australian chef from IGN, some more about Pokemon Go from IGN, and some more about Pokemon Go from GameSpot, some gameplay of Forma 8 from Nintendo, first look at Blasting Agent from Nintendo, first look at Poncho from Nintendo, and Collateral Thinking, and Surf and Sam AOTA, Pixel Paint, Block Form, and all those are first looks from Nintendo, and a demo playthrough of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice from Nintendo, and some gameplay from The Legend of Kusakari on Nintendo 3DS from Nintendo Impact Gaming, and some Japanese videos for Monster Hunter Stories from Capcom. So you can check those out on our website at nvigames.com. So a new Mario statue was unveiled in Sweden this past week. This was revealed by the wholesaler Bergsala, which is the company that handles distribution of Nintendo products in Sweden. And it is replacing an older statue, which is very odd looking, to say the least. You can see an image of both the old one and the new one on our website at nvigames.com. And Mario himself was on hand, and as a costume character, and Pikachu was as well. And we also have a short video clip of the unveiling as well. And the statue has the more modern look of Mario now. We've got a video for Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice on our site. This is the prologue video, which talks about what went on before the latest Phoenix Wright game took place. This comes from Capcom, and you can check that out on our site to learn more about the game. Speaking of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, we've got the latest character profiles for you. We've got profiles for Apollo Justice, Nayuta Sadmati, Athena Sykes, and Roger Rettens, I guess. So, Apollo Justice will be manning the offices in the game while Phoenix is traveling, and he has to defend Phoenix's daughter Trucy, and she's been accused of murder. But Apollo has a little bit of help in the form of a special bracelet he has. And the bracelet will indicate when he should focus on people's words and actions. And his opposition in Trucy's case is an international prosecutor named Nayuta Sadmati, which is a new character for the series. And Mr. Sadmati comes from the kingdom of Kurain, and he's been known to be asked to help with tough cases. He's a monk, and he's known as the last rights prosecutor, as he approaches cases in accordance with the Kuranese traditions. And he claims to be able to feel the karmic flow of the court and sees himself guiding cases to their logical, predetermined conclusions. Like other inhabitants of the kingdom of Kurain, he dislikes lawyers, which is ironic. Athena Sykes is a newish addition to the team at the Write Anything agency. She's very excited, curious, and full of energy. She's been part of the team for just over a year and was previously in Europe, where she studied law. This helped her gain experience with international laws and courts, and she can listen to a person's heart with her advanced hearing, and she can use this ability to detect lies or other discrepancies in witnesses' statements. Roger Rettens is another new character in the game, and he's a TV producer known as the Ratings Raja. He always seems to have a camcorder with him so he can be ready to record things for his shows. He loves to talk about them too, as well as his personality. He comes across as someone who thinks they're better than everyone else, and he is the producer for Trucy's show, which is called Trucy in Gramarye Land. And he's the one who blames Trucy for the death of her co-star on the show, the great Mr. Royce. Or Roos. So PlayAsia has opened pre-orders for a new collectible for you guys. This is the Meta Knight Nindoroid. The Kirby anti-hero will be joining the line of Nindoroids in March of next year, and pre-orders are going to be open until September 18th, and they're available for $44.99. And we've got the link there on our website at nvgames.com, where you can pre-order it through PlayAsia, as well as an image of what it looks like. and we got some details about it as well. It's a non-scale articulated figure. It's made of PVC and ABS. It's approximately 60 millimeters in height, and it is sculpted by Shichibi and Nindoron, and it has limited availability. We've got the North American Nintendo download for you this week. What did we get this week in North America? Well, on the Wii U Virtual Console, we got the Nintendo DS title Super Mario 64 DS. Mario, Luigi, and Wario set out for a party at Princess Peach's castle, but arrive to find it empty. Well, except for Yoshi. They soon discover that Bowser has stolen the Power Stars and imprisoned the Toads. And in this Nintendo DS version of the classic 3D platformer, enter all of the castle paintings to conquer the game's creative levels and save the day. Then try out some action-packed minigames. We got Wii U eShop sales this week for the Summer Savings Sale, which is still going on. There's 1 week left of that, and it runs through September 1st. You can save up to 30% off on select games. We also got the sales on the Rivers of Alice extended version, Journey of a Special Average Balloon, The Letter, Kung Fu Fight, and miscellaneous titles from Treefall Studios. We've got another Wii U eShop release this week, and that is Shadow Archer. On the 3DS eShop, we've got the demo for Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice. Eureka! It's time to take on a trial and get a preview of the legal adventures that await in the upcoming September 8th release. This free demo features a section from the game's first courtroom clash between Phoenix Wright and his new adversary, Royal Priestess Rafa, in the foreign kingdom of Kurain. In the full version of the game, players can look forward to exploring crime scenes and using investigative techniques to solve puzzling mysteries in the courtroom. On the Nintendo 3DS Virtual Console, we got a bunch of Street Fighter games. These are the Super Nintendo versions. This is the first one we got was Street Fighter Alpha 2. This Super NES fighting game explodes on screen with lightning-fast gameplay and amazing innovations. Push your talents to the limit as you discover new hidden moves and reversals for every character. Akuma, Sakura, and Ryu are just some of the fighters lined up for action. We also got Super Street Fighter 2, The New Challengers. When Super Street Fighter 2, The New Challengers debuted, the fighting game genre would be forever changed. Along with a revolutionary combo system, the Super NES game introduced a new set of challengers to fight alongside the original Street Fighter 2 cast. Get ready for the Street Fighter tournament. We also got Street Fighter 2 Turbo Hyper Fighting. Street Fighter 2 Turbo Hyper Fighting, regarded as one of the greatest video games of all time, was the third and final release of the original Street Fighter 2 series on Super NES. The original 8 World Warriors are featured, along with playable boss characters. The game offers enhanced gameplay speed and improved character balancing. On the 3DS eShop, we've got the Summer Savings Sale going on, as well as sales on The Delusions of von Sottendorf and His Square Mind, Aquamoto Racing 3D, Conception 2, Children of the Seven Stars, Rhythm Thief and the Emperor's Treasure, Toy Defense, Wake DOS, and miscellaneous titles from Circle Entertainment. We also got 3DS releases this week for Japanese Rail Sim 3D Monorail Trip to Okinawa, Legend of Kusukari, and Pixel Paint. We've got the latest Famitsu scans on our website for you, courtesy of Japanese Nintendo and Famitsu, of course. And this week, the scans feature info and screenshots for 3 Nintendo 3DS titles. They are Kamen Rider, Rider Revolution, Metroid Prime Federation Force, and RPG Maker Fez. So you can check those out at nvgames.com. Speaking of Japan, Nintendo has acquired a company called JESNet, J-E-S-N-E-T, and they are one of Nintendo's distribution partners in Japan. And with the acquisition, Nintendo now controls about 70% of the company. And this deal is equivalent to about $47 million. And it was just agreed to this week, and the shares are scheduled to transfer over in April next year. And Aji Oka, rather, maybe, I don't know, A-J-I-O-K-A, they're also a video game wholesaler, will be working with JESNet going forward on Nintendo distribution. So Time Magazine released their list of top 50 video games of all time, and there were some Nintendo system games included in the list as well. Some of the games that included on the list that have appeared on Nintendo platforms include Resident Evil 4, Super Smash Bros., Castlevania, and Super Mario Kart. And even further down the list, 9 out of the top 10 titles on their Time's list have appeared on Nintendo systems at some point in time, and this includes 2 games which are arguably some of their best in their respective franchises that not only appeared on Nintendo systems, but were developed by them as well. Those being, of course, Super Mario 64 and The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. And for the full list, you can head over to the link at time.com that we have on our site. So Nintendo has announced the date for their second quarter of 2016 earnings release, and the latest financial investors meeting is going to be held on October 26th. While usually these types of events are geared mainly towards investors and shareholders and the financial side of the company, sometimes we do get news from them as well. Last year, for example, we learned about Miitomo and My Nintendo, so it's possible we may get more news this year as well. Maybe something about NX? We don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. This NX is scheduled to be released in March of next year, so they've got to talk about it at some point, right? We'll just have to wait and see if we get any news there or not. So Nintendo shared a new video this week on their YouTube channel called the Nindies Summer Jam, and it shows off some of the upcoming indie games coming to Wii U and Nintendo 3DS that will be available by the end of the year. And as part of the Summer Jam, each week a new indie title will be available for 10% off the original price for the first week of its release. So you can check out that video on our website to get a look at some upcoming indie games. So we got some Amiibo news for you this week. The Palutena Amiibo from Kid Icarus, of course, and she's part of the Super Smash Bros. Series, is getting a reprint, apparently, according to the latest CPSIA filings by Nintendo. And they've also filed for some additional figures in the Wave 2 of the Super Mario series, and those are Boo, Rosalina, and Wario. Rosalina and Wario have had Amiibo before in the Super Smash Bros. Series, but this is going to be the first ever Amiibo appearance of Boo when Wave 2 is released this fall. Nintendo's been doing filings every 2 weeks since the middle of July for new Amiibo and reprints, so maybe this trend will continue? We'll just have to wait and see. If it does continue, we might have more news about Amiibo around September 5th, which is Labor Day. So we'll just have to wait and see, I guess. A new trailer was released this week for Sonic Boom Fire and Ice, the Nintendo 3DS title and the latest in the Sonic series. This was courtesy of Sega and My Nintendo News. The trailer is in Japanese, but it shows off some of Sonic's new namesake Fire and Ice abilities and how they can be used in the game. For example, Sonic can form platforms out of ice to climb upwards, and then he can break them apart and go back down using fire. The game is scheduled to be released in North America on September 27th, in Europe on September 30th, and Australia on October 1st, and sometime by the end of the year in Japan. A specific Japanese release date hasn't been announced thus far that I know of. We got some new details for an arcade game called Cruisin' Red Line. We've got images and footage for you as well. Courtesy of Polygon, My Nintendo News, and Nintendo Wire. Cruisin' Red Line is an arcade game, as I mentioned, and it was being tested in a Chicago movie theater, which is called the Regal City North Stadium 14. And this started back in May under the name Cruisin' Adventure. Midway, of course, was the original developer of the Cruisin' games, and since they've gone out of business, a new company has taken it over, founded by Eugene Jarvis, who's one of the main people in charge of the development of the original Cruisin' games. And this company is called Raw Thrills, and they're handling development of Cruisin' Red Line. And Nintendo is publishing the game and has licensed it as well. The game is still being worked on while being tested in Chicago, and Polygon recently had a chance to play it and take a look at some of the changes it's undergone. It's seemingly been built into a former Disney Pixar Cars arcade cabinet and has two cabinets put together. They each have a 42-inch display, and as of right now, Cruisin' Red Line has 5 tracks available to play: Mojave, Madagascar, London, Rio de Janeiro, and Singapore. Each track is going to have its own theme and special sections. Back in June, the game allowed you to use physical cards, which let you pick your car that you want to use to race. And if you didn't want to buy a car, the game would randomly assign you a default car. But if you paid $1, you'd get a random card. Most of these cards featured licensed real cars, like the 2013 Lamborghini Veneno and the 2016 Nissan GT-R. Cards also included upgrades for your car's engine or body. As long as you had the card, you could always use it to upgrade your car with the built-in scanner. There were 33 cards in all, including some which allowed the use of unlimited nitro boosts. Now it seems all the card aspects are gone. The slots and signage have either been covered or removed, and now you pick in the game from a selection of cars and one choice of an upgrade. And the person who posted the story was Polygon's Andrew Hayward, and he said he wasn't sure if this was Raw Thrills getting away with the card system entirely, or if they're just testing the game to see how it does without it. And he said the core of the game seems to remain the same, and it plays similarly to the existing Fast and Furious arcade games. And you can check out some footage of it in action, courtesy of Arcade Heroes, over on our website at nvgames.com. So Nintendo has opened a new official website for the Nintendo 3DS game Dragon Quest VII: Fragments of the Forgotten Past. This is ahead of its release next month, and you can head over to that website to check out some details about the game and its story and characters, and you can also view videos, screenshots, and wallpaper and more. And Nintendo has also included pre-order links as well for the retail version of the game, and a digital version link will be coming soon also. So we got some news this week on why Pokemon was not included in the Rio Olympics despite the recent success of Pokemon Go. And the reason it was not included, or one of the main reasons, was that the Olympics committee assumed that Pokemon was not as widely known as Mario. And the Anime News Network reports that it was also because Mario games have outsold Pokemon games. They also stated that planning was done in January, which was several months before the release and major success of Pokemon Go. Nikon Sports also said that the Japanese Olympic Organizing Committee liked the idea of using Mario because of Rio being in both Mario's name and the Rio Olympics name. This idea was proposed by the committee's president, who is also a former Japanese Prime Minister, Yoshihiro Mori. So Nintendo has announced a new contest in Australia anyways, and this will give you the chance to play The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild before it comes out. And it'll be on hand at the EV Expo 2016, and if you're attending, you can enter this contest, and it will give you the chance to win what's called a Play Pass. This will grant you access to the upcoming game at the show, and you have to have a ticket to the show as well. And it will be held in Sydney, Australia from September 30th through October 2nd. And the contest is called How High Roll Are You? And you have to show how enthusiastic you are about the Zelda series. Basically, you share either a photo, video, or link that showcases your enthusiasm for the game. We've got the latest updates for you for North America for Nintendo Badge Arcade. What did we get this week for Nintendo Badge Arcade? Well, we got a bunch of new panels featuring Amiibo, Box Boy, Kid Icarus, Kirby, Metroid, Splatoon, System and Cartridge panels, and Zelda 1 and 2 panels, or Zelda in general and Zelda 2 panels. And we also got free plays and a Super Mario Bros. Theme offer, which is already expired. That one expired on the 25th, which is Thursday. But you can look at some of the latest content available this week on our website and check that out in Nintendo Badge Arcade. So we got another NX rumor for you this week, and this rumor suggests that the system will support motion control and force feedback. This is according to Let's Play Video Games and Polygon, and Let's Play Video Games is reporting that the previous Eurogamer report about NX featuring detachable controllers is correct. They also said that the NX controllers will make use of motion control, similarly to how it was done with the Wii Remote Plus, and it will feature something called Advanced Vibration Forced Feedback. They also said that the NX controller is going to be geared to replace Wii Remotes over time, and existing Wii Remotes will be compatible with some games, but not all of them. One of their sources said that the rumble feature is very similar to the Vive controller. They said, quote, "It's very similar to the Vive controller in that it alters intensity, pulsing patterns, and duration of vibration to mimic the sensation of a range of different movement types. It's not just one vibration for all situations. There's a notable difference between the hard, abrupt feedback of a sword clash or the softer, longer thud of something like hitting a tennis ball." End quote. They also said, Let's Play Video Games also said that Ubisoft's Just Dance 2017 on NX will support both the new NX controllers as well as existing Wii remotes for multiplayer. Neither of these things are that shocking, as you would expect the system to support both rumble and motion controls in some form, as Nintendo's done that for years now. Rumble has of course been around since the N64 days, and Nintendo's been implementing the motion idea since the Wii, of course, which is where it debuted, for Nintendo, at least in widely adopted format. And if they do have motion form in some way on the NX, it'll be the first ever portable system, if it does have the portable component, to feature motion control. And it will also be the first Nintendo portable system to have Rumble built into the system. Nintendo's done that on portable systems through Rumble-enabled cartridges and accessories before, but never on a system with it built in directly, to my knowledge. So we got another video clip from Nintendo this week for The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and this one looks at arrows in the game and how they're being used by Link. In this clip we see Link fighting some enemies, and he uses bomb arrows, regular arrows, fire arrows, and ice arrows. And as you would expect, ice arrows will allow you to freeze an enemy in place, allowing Link to easily dispatch of his frozen foe. And you can check out the clip on our website. We've got the latest NPD sales results for you, featuring Nintendo games. This is courtesy of GamesBeat, and this is for July of this year. So as a whole, the industry numbers for July 2016, the hardware side did $141.3 million in sales, which is down 30% from July of last year. Console software did $210.3 million, which is down 5%. PC game software did $11.4 million, which is down 12%. And accessories did $117.1 million, which is down 5%. So as a whole, the industry was down for hardware, software, and accessories from the previous July of last year. NPD analyst Sam Nagy said that hardware had not fared well during July. He said, quote, "Spending on hardware declined by 30% versus last July due to a 10% decline in unit sales and a 22% decline in the average price. Spending on portables increased by 23%, but this was offset by a 37% decline in spending for consoles. Total spending came to $141 million, a decline of $61 million compared to July 2015. End quote. Much of the reason for the increase in portable sales was due to the Nintendo 2DS price drop that Nintendo implemented, as well as the release of Monster Hunter Generations from Capcom on Nintendo 3DS. Both of these helped Nintendo portable sales to rise 44% up to $28 million for July of this year. Monster Hunter Generations was also the top-selling new release for July 2016, but still 52% behind July 2015's top-selling new release, which is Rory McIlroy PGA Tour, which is a PS4 and Xbox One title. Out of the top 10 for software sales in July, only 3 titles have appeared on Nintendo systems. At number 3 was LEGO Star Wars The Force Awakens, which is on Wii U and 3DS. And Monster Hunter Generations was number 4. And Minecraft was number 6, which is on Wii U. In terms of the hardware side, Nintendo 3DS was the top-selling platform for July when you account for both consoles and handhelds, and Xbox One was the number 1 when you count consoles only. 3DS sales were up 18% in July across both 3DS and 2DS. So Nintendo America President Reggie Fils-Aimé briefly talked about NX in an interview with A-List Daily. This is from E3 this year. They're still not saying very much about it, but Mr. Fils-Aimé did have a few comments about NX. He was asked about how things are changing within the industry and how it relates to consoles, with both Sony and Microsoft set to release new versions of their hardware this year. And Reggie said, quote, "Now we're going to start moving forward, communicating more and more about NX as appropriate. For us, it's all about the right communication at the right time. We believe we've got some games that are going to continue to drive our momentum this holiday, and we believe we've got a strong concept for NX that we'll unveil in the future." End quote. The interviewer brought up Nintendo's past struggles with GameCube and how they turned things around on the Wii, and they asked if Nintendo had learned about this and their mistakes with that for the mistakes they had made with Wii U and how they would relate to NX. And Mr. Fils-Aimé said, quote, "One of the things that we have to do better when we launch the NX, we have to do a better job communicating the positioning for the product. We have to do a better job helping people to understand its uniqueness and what that means for the gameplay experience. And we have to do a better job from a software playing standpoint to have that continuous beat of great new games that are motivating more and more people to pick up the hardware and more people to pick up the software. Those are the critical lessons. And as I verbalize them, they're really traditional lessons within the industry. You have to make sure people understand the concept. You have to make sure you've got a great library of games, and when you do that, you tend to do well." End quote. They also talk about how some of Nintendo's older fans are now having kids of their own and are able to share their childhood experiences with Nintendo games. And Reggie was asked if they could utilize this concept as it relates to NX. And he said, quote, "I surely hope so. Nintendo has been in this video game business over 30 years. We have a rich legacy of wonderful IP. Those are strengths that we have that our competitors don't. And so leveraging those strengths as we drive our business forward is going to be critically important." End quote. And you can read the full interview where Reggie talked more about Nintendo mobile merchandising and more over at A-List Daily. And we have a link to that on our website at nvgames.com. So that will do it for this week's episode of Incast, our weekly podcast where we look at the latest Nintendo news. You can subscribe to us here on YouTube to get notifications when we post new videos, and we post videos throughout the week as well as recorded versions of our live streams from Twitch. And you can also follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/nvideogaming or on Twitter at twitter.com/nvideogames. And you can check us out on the web at nvideogames.com for Nintendo news, screenshots, trailers, and lots more good stuff. And be sure to tune in tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for our latest episode of Final Fantasy on the NES. We'll be playing that at 8 p.m. Eastern Time live on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/nvideogames. So be sure to tune in for that. So thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Game on.